Our boy just popped his ult. Nice, 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 nice. Good ult, good ult, good ult. Got one.
Escort progress 80%. A well-balanced combat.
Need heals? Thank you. Sniper popped ult. Sniper popped ult. Shit, here, let me come back. I didn't realize there was anyone on it. Where is he? Oh, nice. Oh, good ult, good ult, good ult. Actually, no, it wasn't me. Kill nobody. That guy needs a resonate in the corner on your left.
The data key has reached the objective. Beginning preparations for aerial transfer of the data key. Preparations progress more quickly when friendly.
I don't think that guy knows what he's doing.
The data key. Continue escort.
Okay.
Dominate their actions. Take advantage of this unique asset and defeat the enemy.
Kill the guy using his ult. Got another one. Nice. I'm just gonna sit behind the box until you get back. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Nice, 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 nice.
Key transfer preparation 60% complete.
Guys, get him off of it. You don't really need to kill him, you just need to get him off of it. He's on the box? Yep, straight ahead. There you go. There, let's go. Oh, I just got grenaded. Rick, get your ass on the box! Rick, stop sitting in the corner. I know you think it's a good spot, but get on the box.
Combat test complete. You are victorious. Effective battle? No. Well done. You really...
I was like, Rick, get on the box! I know you think sitting in the corner is a good spot, but get on the box! I love this game. This is Exoprimal. Now, you can see I have my little samurai guy right here. I'm just in training mode. You can try all sorts of stuff here. And also, oh yeah, that jump I just did? Guess what? You can switch that on the fly to literally anything that you want. It's like this. It's gonna have a cooldown every time you switch it, if you can see in the bottom right there. This is a drill. So, if something falls down and you get a good hit on it, you can hit this drill and it will do a ton of damage. Right? And then we got the shuriken. You throw this, it paralyzes people. Shield is a shield. Self-explanatory. And this is the jump you saw me use right in the beginning. This is a self-heal. So you press triangle, shoot this at your feet, and you're in a healing field. And this is just a giant laser cannon. Again, self-explanatory. And as you can see, there are 10 different exosuits that you can choose from. I'm on a tank right now. And you can kind of see there's like a short description down there in the bottom right of what that does, of what this exosuit generally can do. This is the laser, by the way. Let me just shoot this guy. We'll hit the target. 160. It's pretty good damage. We've got Krieger here. Right? And again, in every match you can switch suits on the fly. It's not going to be as fast as it is in training mode right now, but every suit has its own little gimmick to it, right? Like this is the big boy. He's a tank. He's got the chain gun. Oh yeah, and you can see the shield. The shield is on a timer, or you can break it. All right. And this, he's got missiles you can actually shoot at people that will paralyze them. Boom. And they are heat-seeking. This is just a big dash for him, right? Boom. And like kind of knocks people back. And then we got this. Big shield. So shields are one way in this game, right? They're not two-way. I can shoot out of them, but people cannot shoot into them. I think the best way to show this would actually be to go over here. Let's just wait for these guys to respawn. Wait for the cooldown to come off as well. So watch this. So my guy, he's not getting hit, right? Let's wait for this cooldown again. If he was shooting, I should have done on this guy, because he actually shoots back. Yeah, here, this is actually good. See, he can like shoot through this shield, right? Come on. Get back up, Jimmy. You can do it. Actually, I can just do it with me. But here, let me just do this real quick. Boom. See, he's blocking the shots, and he's shooting out doing damage. Perfect. Well, we love that. Every shield in this game is one way. This is the guy I've been playing the most. It's Roadblock. Big shield. Big portable shield. Has a ton of health on it. Ton of health. You can upgrade this to make it have even more health, right? It's pretty insane. Now watch this. Shield back. Boom. That dude absolutely goes flying. And I got my dodge set up where it also makes people go flying, and the punches also displace people. So you'll see that in some of the game modes for this game, displacing people is actually really valuable. Because you need to be on an objective to cap it, right? Or on an objective to move it. Kind of like how in Overwatch, where you like push the robot, and the robot moves in either direction and pushes the block. Yeah. And then we'll just show off Murasame here real quick. Been playing a lot of Murasame lately. He's a miner. This is gonna be perfect for anybody that loves Japanese culture, right? Got the counter with the R1, boom. And this makes the sword do more damage. And everybody has like most of the tanks. So Murasame has a taunt. So if I were to do this to a dinosaur, and we'll get to that later. If I were to do that and hit somebody with it, it does damage to exosuits and it's a good like area attack. It's got a quick cooldown on it, so you can kind of use it a lot, right? And it will displace enemy exosuits as you just saw. But this is just the regular attack, you know, not doing a ton of damage. But you saw like when I did my guard. That does a ton of, see, that was 240. That was a ton of damage. But you saw the 48, now it's doing 76. So we got a damage buff from getting that counter off. And he also has this, which is a little grappling hook. I've got my upgrades on it, so I can do it twice. Essentially, do the extra jump, and then boom, ground slam. It's perfect. And we got just some healers here. This is your basic healer. He does a big AoE heal, which, quite frankly, does heal pretty quickly if you got the upgrade for it. Oh yeah, I can show you the self-heal too. You just shoot that down, little self-heal field. Doesn't last very long, doesn't heal a ton of health, but it's really good in a pinch if your healer is busy, or if you as a healer are taking damage, because you can't heal yourself with anybody except for Witch Doctor, because, you know, you stand in the healing field, you take heals, right? This is this is like a burst heal. You hit the L1 and it heals people really quickly for a ton of health. And you've also got, oh, this is one of my favorite things in the game. So he's got most characters will have a movement skill, kind of like how you saw Murasame do the grappling hook jump. But this guy, for his L1, has a front flip into another jump, and then he Mary Poppins on his way down. It's pretty great. Oh yeah, and everybody has an ult. This ult for Witch Doctor I'll go through the ults at the end because that'll just be quicker to do it that way. Because you can pick up those things in these little overdrive capsules, right? If you pick that up, my ult's already full, so it's not gonna do anything. But the OD is for overdrive. You'll pick that up and get a full overdrive bar. But this is Skywave. I like Skywave. She's pretty decent if you're into like playing Mercy from Overwatch. You can, you got this. You do your dash and it goes up in the air. You can dash again to go straight up in the air. You've also got the R1 here, which is a gravity pull, right? And her shooting is also a heal. So if you're hitting people like that, if somebody gets caught in it, and you can see here, if it's a non-direct hit, it's 35 damage. But if it's a straight-on hit, it's 60 damage. You can see like that also heals, right? It's pretty good. And there's overheals. You only heal for an extra 100 off the top of your health. But also her L2, which isn't going to be super useful, it's not going to be super easy to show you in training mode, but this L2, that pushes people back and it dazes, right? And the way I've got it set up on her for her module, on her little, the modules buff, I guess, is if I hit my allies with that, they actually get a buff. I think, yeah, I do have it on there. Yeah, you see that? These little modules you can do to like change and buff your characters. To heal, it buffs, and it debuffs to those guys. And the debuff on Skyway was actually really big because it literally, you can't see. It's very difficult to see anyway. Yes, dash forward there. You can hit X to kind of get out of that and like change height if you want. It's pretty good. This is my favorite healer. This is kind of like the DPS healer. So, she does a ton of damage if you hit headshots with one of her upgrades. That's a lot. That's a lot. And she's got 8 shots, so you're doing pretty good damage most of the time. Hitting for 120. I also got the shield on her, because it's nice to be able to face trade with somebody when you're just straight up doing more damage than them, and you just need a little bit of time to not die, essentially. She switches in between damage and heals, right? You can keep these guys alive and switch over to do damage. Now, there is a damage drop-off distance in this game, and you can see, like, here, let me shoot from back here. You kind of saw it there just then. I'll just show you. Because it was 120 per headshot. Wait, is there like an optimal distance for these? I'm actually learning something right now. What the hell? Oh my god, there is. Well, hold on a second. Oh, now I'm taking damage drop off. Do I have a buff? Wait, do I do more damage after switching? I do. Okay, I didn't know that. That's something I just learned. But another thing that's pretty cool about her is she has a distance res ability, which also doubles as a heal. So if this guy were to be a player, they'd send up a little, medic sign holo to be like, I need a revive, and then you could just send this to them. And if it were to hit their holo, not with the jump that I just did, right? But if it were to hit it before the jump happened, or the teleport happened, it would res them, right? So this guy dies. Come on, get out of the island. This guy's gonna die first. So he's dead. The hologram pops up to say, I need a res. Boom, shoot that at him. Boom, hits him. He needs a res. But then if it doesn't hit, you can also teleport. And it does like a big AoE heal, right? And then her R1 here, you get in somebody's face. That's a big AoE. It literally fills the entire screen. So it's not going to do a ton of single target damage. But it is going to do a ton of damage to the PvE in this game. What else? Okay, so that's all the healers. Now we go to the DPS. This is the sniper. I got her in the catsuit. Got the skin on. Got the catsuit skin. Oh yeah, you know you like that. You know you like that. But yeah, she's the sniper, right? You got 2 times zoom, 3 times zoom, 160 for a normal hit, 240 for a headshot on the full charge, which is really good. You can also get an upgrade for her that... So let me just miss this real quick. You get a crit, it'll full charge for the next hit if you just get a quick crit. Because you can shoot full charge or you can just kind of tap fire it. But then if you get that crit with the tap fire, you know, you take less time to charge up because you see the arrows on the side, right? It takes time for you to get to that full charge. So you could be doing really good damage with that if you manage to get some good critical hits. So, got that one. That's that. Got that one. So you can see it's like every other shot. You can't just crit into crit into crit into that full charge. But it is good. So her L1 is a freeze. It will freeze people and is very useful in PvP because you can just straight up lock people in place. Because what I like to do is I like to hit freeze on people and then go into the R1, which is this huge shot that does 270 damage off the crit. Or you can go for the headshot, right? Now her X ability is just a big jump with a lot of hang time. So it's pretty good to get out of the way and also, you know, shoot down on people essentially, right? And her out of zoom fire is just a burst. Not really great, not super accurate, but is pretty decent if you're in a pinch and somebody's right up in your face. But you want to be aiming down sight. You want to be ADS, right? Because this is how you get your beam charge and how you crit people. Like flinching if I shoot them. Yeah, so this is good. You know, you do this, you hit your R1. The R1 will actually static you in the air, which can be good, can be bad. Because you don't want to make yourself super exposed. So really only do that if you're in a pinch, you know, throw people down or throw the freeze down. If you shoot this, it'll actually blow up if you just... You can set it down as a trap. It doesn't last forever. Let's wait for that to come back. Yeah, you can see. If I don't hit him, it just kind of goes away. And if I don't shoot it, it just goes away. Yeah, see, it just melts. But, if you're really playing it out, and somebody's rushing you really hardcore in PvP, you can do this, set a trap, shoot it, boom, frozen. Headshot, right? It's good. So this is Barrage. I do like Barrage. He's a grenadier, right? He's got all the grenades. Grenades do a lot of damage if you direct impact them. But again, it's grenades. They're hard to hit in PvP. But they do bounce, as you can see. And if you direct impact people... Oh, I'm showing over them. If you direct impact people, it does good damage. You can crit on dinosaurs. I've never gotten a grenade to crit on a player, though. Which kind of sucks. But he's also got this little trap, which is really good for PvE or for PvP, because you can set this up, and this lasts forever as a trap. This will last as long as you want it to, or until you blow it up. So you get that initial explosion, but then you also get the fire damage afterwards, right? And another thing, too, if you stand on top of it and blow it up, big jump, which is kind of nice. Get a little bit of displacement, escape people. Pull that on somebody, and they look up and they're like, "What the fuck is this guy?" It's good. It's good. Trick a lot of people doing that. He's also got a dodge. All the DPS characters have that movement ability or like a dodge, right? His does damage though from in place. So here, if I just do it next to this guy, I'm pretty sure it'll do damage. Yeah, and it displaced him a little bit. I think it was like 20 damage if you saw that. This grenade stuns people. It does not go very far, but in PvP, it is extremely useful just to like barrel stuff somebody, throw your grenade at them, and just shoot them while they're on the ground. Alternatively, you get the trap on them. Once the iframes go down. Alright. Do that, throw that down, and they just sit in the fire, and that is a really quick kill. Oh yeah, the sniper was vigilant. Right. You can look through all these names yourself. And then we got Zephyr. He is the melee DPS. He has very little health. If you've been paying attention in the bottom left, you can definitely tell how much health these guys have. Tanks have more health, support are a little bit on the lighter side, and then the DPS usually have the least amount of health. But he's just a straight up melee character. Right. He's got a free hit combo. Nothing super special. Oh, I can show you the shuriken now that's charged. When you throw the shuriken, it doesn't move very fast, right? But it will paralyze people. So you can see, if I don't hit him, it just goes away. And if I shoot it, it just goes away. So you can see, if I don't hit him, it just goes away. And if I shoot it, it just goes away. So you can see, if I don't hit him, it just goes away. And if I shoot it, it just goes away. So you can see, if I don't hit him, it just goes away. And if I shoot it, it just goes away. So you can see, if I don't hit him, it just goes away. And if I shoot it, it just goes away. So you can see, if I don't hit him, it just goes away. And if I shoot it, it just goes away. So you can see, if I don't hit him, it just goes away. And if I shoot it, it just goes away. So you can see, if I don't hit him, it just goes away. And if I shoot it, it just goes away. So you can see, if I don't hit him, it just goes away. And if I shoot it, it just goes away. So you can see, if I don't hit him, it just goes away. And if I shoot it, it just goes away. So you can see, if But this move here, this L2 here, it is a dash and also a hit at the same time. And if you manage to make people hit the wall, they do a lot. They get a lot of damage done to them. And that's the R1. Sends people up in the air, right? And he's got 2 dashes, and his dashes are, you know, you're supposed to be the speedy guy, right? What I like to do is paralyze people, hit them with the L2, make them hit the wall, and then hit the R1 and combo them in the air. And usually that just about kills them. And we got Deadeye. You know, all DPS, pretty straightforward, right? Well, some of them are. That guy is anyway. This is going to be your starting character. This is Deadeye. Deadeye's good. His ult is insane. His ult does so much damage to people, it's not even funny. But, yeah, just your basic assault rifle. You know, ADS, shoot people. Boom, boom, boom. All good stuff, right? I like the shield on him, too, because you can just trade with people more efficiently. Grenade, ADS, hit R1. It does travel on an arc. I think you can get an upgrade for that. That actually makes it go straight forward and faster. So he's got a little roll, L1. Nothing crazy about that. And if people try to rush up on you, he's got his R1, which is just a palm strike. Oh, jeez, it's like a lot closer than I thought it was. So you gotta, somebody's got to be like meleeing you essentially right in your face for that to work. Like R1 here, boom, palm strike. Sends people back. Really good against Murasames, Roblox, and not Barrages, Zephyrs. Because they're going to be melee. They're going to be like right in your face. But yeah, that is a full roster. I'm going to show you the ults now. Just because I got that. Actually, we'll go to the firing range instead of in here, because you'll see the full amount of damage that this thing can do. It is insane. So here's the ult, triangle circle. It just melts people. Absolutely melts them. And see, I still got time left, right? Literally, you could full team wipe somebody. And a full team is 5 people, by the way. You just get that again, boom.
Disengaging.
Show you the Zephyr ult. Zephyr's ult, nothing really special about it. It just reduces your cooldowns. Actually, I think... Oh yeah, perfect. But yeah, you can... This is just the down arrow if you get into training. But yeah, you can see that the limiter override is his overdrive. It'll heal you upon activation. Cooldown times are reduced, allowing for faster combos. Undo, yeah. So it's just, you hit this, heals you, boom, that's the heal. And you can see the cooldowns are a lot faster if you were paying attention to how fast the cooldowns were earlier. Because now we're hitting really quickly. Go to this guy, boom. Doesn't last very long. Oh my god. He's okay, so this guy is one of the only characters with a double jump too. Like I said, he's the speedy boy. Because I don't think Deadeye. I'm gonna have to check. See if this guy's got a double jump. I don't think he does.
Cavalry's here.
Yeah, no double jump. I know Barrage doesn't have a double jump, but he does have that movement ability. Where it is a very good dodge and it does damage off the base of the explosion. Where's the capsule at? There it is. So Barrage's ult is a suicide bomb that does straight up 5,000 damage, which is very strong, right? And you can see my health, it went down a little bit, and on the explosion it goes down too. And right now I'm taking more damage because you can kind of see the effect of it, right? I'm like leaking a little bit. So yeah, you gotta be careful when you're using that. It does a crap ton of damage. Oh, it only does 1,600 to players, but that's more than anybody's health, and it will take down any shield in the game. The highest health is Roblox, and he's only got 1,000. On yeah, if you crit the ult on a dinosaur, it does 5,000.
We'll meet again.
And Vigilance, it kind of solves her like charging problem when you get the overdrive.
Move fast. Shoot fast.
Because if you hit the overdrive, it's called Barrel Breaker, right?
Barrel breaker.
Every shot, even from hip, is a full charge, right? But from here you can kind of see it's all charged up. 240, 360 for a headshot, 360 for a headshot. So Barrel Breaker, and there's a time limit on it. You can kind of see the time limit there on the side, next to the reticle. So you don't have to blast all the shots off at once. You can kind of just hang out and use it tactically. Oh, it does pen too. That's pretty good. You can just line up collide shots. That's nice. I actually didn't know that it penned. Okay, now we're out of it. I need to practice this person. Obviously. There we go.
I'll be back.
Then we got the roadblock ult. The roadblock ult's really good in certain situations because you can ledge people in this game, right? And you'll see why this is so good.
Let's rock.
Hit this, hit this, hit this, and then you can launch the tornado to send people, and that wasn't a good example. Here, this will be better. I know a spot where we can ledge people. Catch him in this. You see the time limit on the right side, right? Boom. And then if I back up and launch the tornado here, boom, ledged. So it's really good in certain situations, and it's also, again, displacement's really good in this game. All right, yeah, being able to move people is extremely useful. All right, who's next? Krieger. This is my brother's favorite character.
Commence termination.
Oh, Krieger, get your fat ass back there. Oh, Krieger kind of has a double jump. You see that? He kind of has like the jet boosters on him. Alright, so Krieger... I'm just killing you guys so I get back over there so you can see this. Okay. So his ult is an orbital strike, which covers a lot of distance, to be fair. So here, just watch this. Takes a minute to go off, but it covers that entire area. And the blast radius of those explosions are actually pretty big, and it lasts a decently long time. And it's random, like you can't predict where that's going to land unless it's just inside of the circle. You're like, yeah, it's going to land it. No, just to get out of the circle.
Withdrawing from combat.
Now this is one of the better ults in the game, in my opinion, with Murasame. It is extremely satisfying. So his is a lane attack. So everything that's in red, you see that, will die, essentially. And it goes decently far. But if you're not inside of that targeting reticle when it goes off, kind of like how you saw that little dummy right there, he got outside of it, you're not going to get hit by it. So you do have to kind of line it up when it's happening. But what's good about it is you can turn it while it's going, right? So you can kind of line it up and do it at an opportune time when you've got as many people in the LOS, the line of sight, as you can get.
I shall withdraw for now.
And Witch Doctor, most of the healers are going to just be healing abilities for their ults. Witch Doctor's ability is just a big... It's an improved version of his heal. His field healing. Because he like full heals people instantly. But it also gives them a defense buff. You see that? The little reticle right there? Or the little hologram? You can see that little defense buff, right? But it also will debuff enemies. Oh yeah, that bounces off of stuff. That one does. I'm pretty sure it's slow. Yeah, limits nearby enemy movement. So you can see there's a debuff on these guys, right? And you can, if you look behind them, you can actually see what debuff it is. Just like how you can see on me, top left hand, the shield, I get increased defense. So I think if we go out here and talk to... Not talk, but get near these guys. They'll move a little bit slower. Yeah, you see how slow they're moving now? It's very useful in PvP. It doesn't last very long, but it is useful. Because in that amount of time, you can definitely die in this game. The TTK is pretty high depending on what character you're playing. You just really gotta set it up, you know? Alright, now... Skywave's ult. This is one of my more favorite ults in the game. It literally freezes time. Right? So, you can be hitting these guys while they're frozen. And you can see that does last a really long time. Very, very strong. Nimbus. Nimbus, Nimbus, Nimbus. So Nimbus's ult is a wave of energy that you can kind of hold, right? So we're not completely locked in until the timer runs out. Now, it doesn't do a ton of damage, but it heals everybody in front of it, and then it can also ledge people, as you saw. It's really good if you got it set up. But again, displacement, right? We're thinking about displacement. So if I wanted to ledge these guys, or this guy specifically, fire this, boom, see you later, dude, you're ledged. Pretty useful. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the tree. Oh no, it's not. Wait a minute, I almost forgot to show you. So there's game modes in this game, right? So you got different game modes that cycle through. So in one of the game modes, you have to transport this hammer, and it will take away your movement ability. But then you get an extra triangle ability. That is this. Is a huge ground slam. Does a ton of damage and displaces everybody around you. That is not a friendly. So it takes away your movement, but gives you one really powerful attack. I think it was a 15-second cooldown on that. So yeah, and you drop most things with circle. Now, these are dominators. This is one of the more interesting things in the game that you can do. So you pick this up, and you can actually be a dinosaur. In this case, a Carnotaurus. So these only come in the late game. Every team will get at least one. You can see that there's a time limit next to, you can see it right there, max min, that bar is going down. So there's a limited amount of time, but you do a ton of damage to people. So you either run out of time, or you can get killed. So this is like, when somebody calls a Dominator on the enemy team, you really want to save your ult in those instances, because killing somebody in a dominating form can be extremely useful to get your team ahead. It's just, yeah, it's a ton of damage very quickly, right? And it's just easy. There's a huge hitbox, and every dinosaur will have an ult. This one's just a big charge attack. Come in here. It does end eventually, and you can end it manually with R2 that just like launches people. But yeah, that charge attack, anybody caught in it will continuously take damage if you can set it up right. See, I ran out of time there. Now, when your Dominator dies, it will transport you back to where you called in the Dominator. So keep that in mind when you use a Dominator. Now, we move on to Triceratops. I used to think Triceratops sucked, because it's the tier 2 Dominator, but I used to think it was worse than the Carnotaurus. But here, let me show you why I think it's better than the Carnotaurus. So with this, if you hold R2, you can actually pin people in a charge. And if you wall slam them, it does a ton of damage. So we're doing displacement, and we're just annihilating people. Let's see if we can get to... Oh, it didn't turn fast enough. So that's the thing about it. It doesn't really turn super fast when you're in charge. You just get this guy, pick this, yeah. So you can get two people at the same time. Boom, and then wall slam both of them. And then hit him with the L2, which is that roll. Big AoE hit. Pick this guy up again, get him. Boom, 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 bam. So we had enough to kill with two, right? So two chargers will kill a Deadeye, right? Because all these dummies are based on Deadeye. Now the ult is a big ground slam. This usually one-shots most players. See that? One-shots a Deadeye. Now the thing to know about Dominators is that you will only get the better Dominators if you're far behind. The game tries to like catch you up essentially to the enemy team, so you will rarely ever get to play as a T-Rex, which is unfortunate, right? But if you do get the T-Rex, tons of damage, right? The R2 basically the same as the Carnotaurus. The R1 though launches a rock, and the L2 does a big jump. You gotta kind of get used to the aiming, right? But the triangle circle is what really sets this apart. So the triangle circle, now you gotta line this up right. You can't just use this willy-nilly, because I might even miss this. So you line it up, and a battle can be a little difficult, but if you manage to line this up, it is a one-shot on anything. It literally does so much damage that it will kill somebody through their shield, and just kill them instantly. Ran out of time there. But yeah, that's the Dominator. It is super fun to play as a dinosaur. It is amazingly fun. I can guarantee you that. And just to wrap things up, I will show you all the placeables. So these are all the placeables that can spawn in any different mission, right? You can see they're all set up there, and they're red because they're enemies. But these are the placeables, right? So we can get a tower that heals, right? So we're being healed inside of this. We don't have any health. Is there anybody doing damage over here? There is. There's a laser placeable over here. You get shot by this. Alright, lost 80 health. Oh, whoops. Wrong button. Place this down. Boom, now we're getting healed. As you can see in the bottom left. It's great. This is a shield. This is a one-way wall. You can, if you hold circle, you can see where you're going to place it, right? So we could be that way, and this system runs on a grid. So if we're facing a certain direction, it will only set things down in 90-degree angles, right? You can't do like, you know, we're trying to look this way and it's not going to place it down because the game runs on a grid. So you definitely want to hold circle when you're placing things sometimes. For shields, I recommend it. Just because, you know, you definitely don't want to like throw your shield down and have it placed right, or you're wanting to place it right in front of you, but then it ends up getting placed like this. You know, it's like, oh man, I really want to place this. And you place it down and it's like right next to you. You're like, wow, that really sucks. So these are just, you know, they're pads, right? Now these are the ones you might want to quick place, because you see again, we can like, I still have shields on. I do. Whoops. I want the placeable. So again, you know, you can see where we're going to place this. You can hit L2 to cancel. But most of the dinosaurs you're going to fight against, they can't fly. So you kind of want to get up with them. And there's a ledge grab mechanic in the game, which is really nice. Because now, any dinosaur that's on the ground essentially can't hit me, right? And it's decent for the sniper woman, Vigilant, if you want to get some elevation and snipe down on people. A laser, you already saw the laser cannon, right? Pretty self-explanatory. Shoots things in a broad spectrum AoE line attack. Pretty nice. And this is a strength pillar. And you can see again, if you look in the top, like just over my shoulder on the left, you can see that I'm getting a strength buff, right? Again, place these down, AoE strength buff. You rarely ever get the pillars, but the lasers, the platforms, and the shields are pretty standard across everything. And as you saw right there, everything has a time limit on it, so when it's going to explode or just go away, right? But they also have health bars. So shields have more health than platforms and lasers, as well as the pillars. As they should. Now again, shields are only one way, so enemy fire cannot go through them, but yours can. See, we're hitting the wall. Alright? It's great. It's one of the better mechanics in the game. Helps you survive a little bit too. But yeah, this is the training area. You know, there's a little bit to do here. Helps you get a handle on things. Right? You can try out all the backpack items. I think we showed this, we showed this, we showed that. We showed the laser. Oh yeah, the drill. We haven't shown the drill yet, and we're gonna wait for this to charge up, and then we'll show her off. And we'll do it on player. So you can critical hit with the drill. It's kind of hard to aim, but it is very useful against big dinosaurs that are stunned or frozen. So, and you can charge it up. So if we just do a big charge, right, we charge it up, it doesn't one-shot a player with non-critical hits, right? So it's not super useful against players, but again, very useful against dinosaurs. So let me see if I can critical hit this guy. Because I'm gonna have to like aim it up a little bit to shoot him in the head, because technically I'm shorter than this guy. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I am. Let's just aim it up a little bit. Yeah, still didn't critical hit. It's gonna take 2 of those. I don't use the drill. I really only use the shield, the jump, the heal, and the laser shuriken. The electromagnetic shuriken. Being able to escape from things with the jump, I think, is really useful, especially if you don't have a lot of movement abilities with the character. I think it's quite useful. So let me just wait for this, because you know I've got this one movement ability. Oh, and I got stuck on the wall. Wonderful. But yeah, just being able to like get out of line of fire is really useful. You know, if I'm shooting, I start getting hit in the back, I can jump backwards and see what the heck was hitting me and then get on target with that. It's very useful. And for melee characters, I think the jump is even more useful, which is why I use it on my Murasame. Because this guy is the melee tank, right? I want to be jumping around and essentially getting to where I need to go as quickly as possible, right? Because if I'm not next to something, I can't kill it. Very important. Yeah, and he's already got that one movement ability, so it just makes him super, super fast. Full counter, boom, we get this. We're hitting hard. Oh, we want to go to somebody else? Boom, we go over here. Alright, it's just... the movement with this guy is definitely what's made me appreciate him a lot. Because I'm used to playing Roblox, who's just like, you know, you've seen his movement ability, right? His movement ability is just... boop. You can upgrade it to get 2 of those and make it go farther, but it's just not worth it in my opinion. Because on the way that I have it spec'd, I get a defense buff when I dodge. It's pretty nice. And it displaces people, which is also very good, right? It's like a little sumo slam. But yeah, those are all the characters. All the suits you can play as. Now, we're just going to end the video with a little little gameplay. I might slice in some gameplay in the beginning just to keep y'all interested. Some craziness, right? But yeah, this is Exoprimal, and this is my new favorite game. Expect to see more of this on the channel, and probably more frequently than I've been uploading videos. I tried to play Diablo. It's this is just more fun than Diablo. It really is. But I hope you guys buy this game and you enjoy it as much as I do. Talk to you another time. Enjoy the games.